Today's message the source wants me to bring through for us all today is knowing that your efforts are not in vain. You have been working very diligently on your healing journey. And although there's always more to work on, although there's always another level to reach, it's important that you know that you have been doing an amazing job. Excuse me. You know that's a confirmation. I swear this only happens when I get on this camera. The work that you have been putting in will compound. And it'll compound to you becoming a higher version of yourself. And although your physical reality may not reflect everything that you desire to see, just know that so much work is being done internally. So much work is being done spiritually and energetically. And it's just a matter of time before that comes into the physical. And you are becoming right now. You are becoming right now. So what are you becoming? You are becoming whatever you desire to become based on what you're healing, what you've been working through, and your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, how you speak to yourself. This is an all-encompassing act of who you are becoming, and allowing yourself to be free from the cycles, the conditionings, the expectations, the definitions, what you thought was going to happen at a certain time, or how, or with who, or whatever. When you are able to release that, which is what you've been working so diligently on, and Source is saying for you to continue to work on that, because like what was brought through before, so much of these things that have been tethering us to the older version of ourselves are coming up to be addressed. And so through these things being addressed, you get to become the version of yourself that is free from the tether, from the energetic cord, the hold that these things have had on you for so long. But it's important that you give yourself grace, and you know that you are having a human experience at this time. And so there are moments where you may not always do the things that you would like to see yourself do. You are going to make mistakes. You are not always going to do things perfectly, right? Because we've got to let go of this idea of perfection, because there's no such thing, right? But we strive for perfection when you should just be striving to be your most authentic self. But being patient with yourself and knowing that this is a journey, but being proud of what you've already accomplished, because you've accomplished so much. And realizing that as soon as you release these, what things should look like, you allow yourself to be free. And you being free is you simply saying that everything I have is within me. Everything else that I receive or attract is simply cherry on top. It's simply an add-on to my life. It is not who I am. And when you allow yourself to be free and truly step into your divine self, you're not so tethered to the outcomes. You're not so tethered to other people, circumstances, experiences, traumas, cycles, conditionings, the programmings, the belief systems, the habits. You're not tethered to those things. So you allow yourself to experience life from the lens of your higher self, and whatever your higher self would want you to do and experience, which is so much, which is everything. Imagine experiencing everything, whatever you want, your most creative sides, without feeling tethered to all of those old things that I mentioned. That is the true freedom that your soul wants for you to experience. That is the true freedom that you have the ability to experience in this lifetime. But it takes you realizing and knowing that that's what you want. One. Two, it takes you saying, okay, what do I need to release in order to get there? How can I free myself from the shackles that this construct puts on you? How can you free yourself from that? And asking yourself and saying, you know what? How I free myself is realizing that I'm not my experiences, that I'm not what I have believed about myself, that you get to believe whatever you want about yourself that is in alignment with your soul, that you are the creator of your life, that you are able to bring into your experience what you have because you are that powerful. You are that much your creator. You're that much of a manifester. And so when we talk about being free and allowing yourself to forgive yourself for anything that you have done in the past or any slip-ups that you may have in the future, but it's what you're striving for, and you're striving for that freedom. You're striving for that excitement, that love, that joy, that vulnerability. That's all within you. But you allow that to seep out of your spores, your spores. Oh my gosh, why am I can't even think of the word. Your pores. Don't laugh at me, y'all. Don't laugh at me, okay? You allow it to seep out of your pores into your physical through your expression of self, through your creativity, through your love of self, period. And you become this version of yourself that is just like, I'm free. I'm free to just enjoy life and to the fullest without feeling so constrained by your past self or what you think that you don't have or whatever you feel that you're lacking or whatever you feel that you need in order to feel fulfilled. Which you don't need anything. You don't need anything outside of yourself because all of your basic needs are being provided for by spirit, and they always are, and they always have been and will continue to be. But spirit is wanting you to find your freedom within yourself. Find your freedom. What do you want your freedom to be and look like? You got to tap into your soul for that. But you also simply just ask yourself, what do you want to experience? What does a life look like for you that is free from worries, fears, judgments, lack mindsets, victimhood mentalities, conditionings that have been placed on you by people, environments, and this construct? What would you do with your life and your time? How would you bring and show yourself love? What would you do for yourself? That's where you start to begin to break free and fly like a bird. Literally. Soar. And that's you being your higher self. And I know it's easier said than done. But what Source is saying is that you've been working so diligently that you are right there. That's why you can't be afraid of the things that are going to be coming up for you at this time. You've got to stare at that shit straight in the eye and say, okay, cool. This is more that I am needing to work through or work on. Great. I'm happy that I've been able to identify this, or spirit has brought this to my awareness so that I can now work on it, because every time you work on it and you level up and you get closer to what you truly want and desire to have in this lifetime. And so not being nervous or scared to dive into the shit, because you need to dive into it. I mean, listen, I've been doing a lot of deep diving recently, and it's uncomfortable, and it's going to be uncomfortable for us all. But where we thrive is uncomfortability because it forces us to grow and to expand. And the only way for you to get what you want and to fully be free from the shackles, be free from the conditionings, the programmings, the beliefs, the habits that have tethered you to your old self, you have to dig deep into these things as they come up and realize that, hey, the ego has a strong hold, right? I was put to the test on that today. And I realized, oh shit, my ego still has a hold on some of my thought process and feelings about things. That now that it's been brought to the forefront, even though I felt like I had worked through those things, but sometimes your ego will trick you into believing that you've worked through it, but there's still deeper layers there to work through. And these are the layers that are coming up, Source is saying. These are the layers that you are having to dive into to free yourself from. It's like you've been holding on to all of these layers as burdens, as fears, as judgments, as habits, as programming. And you get to put the weight down. You get to release the armor that you've been holding and allow yourself to be more flexible and free. But you do that through realizing that there's more to work on, and that's okay, that there's more to work on. And you give yourself grace in the moments where you say, okay, you know what? Thought that I had gotten through this, but it's evident that I haven't, and that's okay, because it's not anything that it's about changing your perspective. Source is saying it's about changing your perspective and saying like, great, I'm excited. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit team, for bringing this to my attention and allowing me to continue to work through it, because I get to become a better version of myself that is the version that I desire to be, that gets to manifest the things into my life that I really want, not the things that I don't want, but all the stuff that will continue to bring me joy, happiness, peace, love, and excitement. And so like that's where you're at right now. But it's also important to give yourself grace. You are not searching for perfection, even though that's what we've been taught in the society that you should be. You're not searching for perfection. You're searching for just doing a little bit better each day, each time, every day. You're getting better. Every day you're making decisions that are more in alignment with your soul. And you talk to yourself like that. If you have to cry it out, cry it out. If you have to scream it out, scream it out. If you need to go on a walk, if you need to talk to somebody, if you need to go work out, if you need to go buy yourself something to eat that's a little bit comforting, like that's okay. Enjoy those moments. That's part of being and having this human experience. But you don't wallow or shrink yourself into it. You say, okay, like this is cool. Like this is what's going on. Bet we're going to work this out and continue to find tools within yourself to help you work through those things. And allow yourself to be present with yourself. And know that it's okay. Because you're becoming. You are literally becoming. And that's something to get excited about. And that's not anything to shy away from, because you're here for a reason and you have all the tools and everything within you to be able to get through these things. And just as Source brought through yesterday regarding these assessments that our spirit is putting us through at this time, this is why this is happening. This is why you're feeling like, okay, you know what? Like, I think I'm kind of shrinking back into my comforts. Because Spirit is trying to tell you that, hey, that's your ego that's saying that you need this in order to be comfortable, but you don't. What's happening is you're being stretched. What's happening is you're releasing and you're letting go of the old things, old cords, old tethers to your old self. You're releasing that. And your ego is constantly always going to want to just claw at whatever is left. I literally posted something on IG earlier that was talking about the mind has a way of bringing into your experience what you tell it and what you believe to be true. So if you're saying that you are struggling, you need this or you need that in order to be comfortable, then your mind is going to continuously give you experiences that proves to you that you need this and you need that in order to be comfortable. But if you say like, okay, hey, you know what? I know that there's more that I'm having to work at, and I'm excited about that because that gets me closer and closer to my highest self. That gets me closer to the life that I desire, to be able to manifest all the things that I really truly want and are deserving to bring into my life. And you talk to yourself like that and you say, okay, I'm learning. Every day is an opportunity for me to learn. Every day I'm getting closer and closer to the version of myself that is within me, that I always knew that I am. And you talk to yourself like that and you tell yourself to give you more experiences. Your brain will give you more experiences that shows you that you are growing and excelling, and that these things are happening to help you grow and excel. And this is something for you to get excited about and not beat yourself up over. And so in that, you change your perspective. And when you change your perspective, your reality changes, the situation changes, the way you see it changes. And your ego doesn't have as much of a hold on you as it did before. And your ego is like, okay, well, I guess we just kind of go along, right? Because your ego won't have a choice. 722. Your ego is literally just saying like, okay, we just got to work through it. Okay? And you know that you're powerful, and you know that you're able to do it. You know that you can. You know that everything is within you that you need. You know that there are going to be times where you might slip up, and that's okay. You are having a human experience, and spirit knows this, but spirit will always find a way to pick you back up. Always. So it's okay. If you got to pick yourself back up 5, 10, 15, 20 times, then so be it. But you're always moving forward. That's the thing, that you're never moving back. You're always moving forward. And so when you're always moving forward, you always know that you're getting closer to what it is that you actually want. So you get to be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself as you go through these transitions. This 9-year is going to be a year. Okay? But look at all the breakthroughs that you've already been having in such a short amount of time. This energy has fully kicked off at the end of March. We're still in the beginning of April. And look at how much transformation you've already been making. And if you've been listening to my videos, you've been listening to these messages the source has been granting to us, because it literally is a privilege. We are what we have spiritual privy. So source is providing us with this information, this soul remembrance, so that we are aware of these things as they come up, and we're not sitting here like, oh, everything is happening to me, I don't know what's going on, and lost in the sauce. So if you're part of this beautiful collective of souls that have been here with me, tapping into these divine messages, you are moving forward at such an accelerated pace. So don't beat yourself up when you feel like you should be somewhere else that you may not be right now. You are exactly where you're meant to be. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you are growing and you are excelling every day, every moment. You're getting better and better. Every moment you're choosing your soul self, your spiritual self. Every moment you are. So continue to be excited and continue to give yourself grace. Continue to work on these things as they come up, and allow yourself to say, okay, that's something else. That's okay. That's cool. I will work on that. I will work on that. And you work on it. And before you know it, you're in 2026. You're a brand new you, fresh new cycle. Nike's fresh out the box. And you're living the life that you've wanted to live for yourself. Okay? So I love you all so very much. Thank you again for joining me on this frequency, for showing up for yourself again today. You're so amazing. You're so beautiful. You're so powerful. You're so wonderful and exuberant. and beautiful and all of the things. You are the I am. I love you so much. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.